Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the Book Business Bosses, where we help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and become a book business boss. I am super excited today to be on with multiple poets. Yep, they're poets and they know it. Super excited for that. For contact information for me, go to solo.to Julia A. Royston. The website looks a little strange, but you'll be able to get to all my websites, all my online stores, even some free giveaways. I'm not taking them down to the end of the month. So be on the lookout, solo.to Julia A. Royston. Well, we're celebrating the poets. And I'm super excited about the poets that are on with me today. BK Royston Publishing and Royal Media and Publishing are super excited to have these poets representing them literally around the country, because we have the East Coast represented, we have the Midwest represented, we have the West Coast represented, and we have the deep, no, I'm not going to say dirty South, but deep South. The deep South in Alabama represented today. So I'm super excited about that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go to the East Coast first. We'll start off with Ms. Leslie, and I'll get myself out of the way, please. Ms. Leslie Guidi, would you please introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, and tell us where people can find you on social media, and then spit two poems for us. I'm going to get
Yes,
on out your way.
I'm glad to be here. My name is Leslie Guidi. I am from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm an author and I'm the owner and CEO of Orange Justicity LLC. And Orange Justicity, it simply means Orange Majestic City, where I create. Where I create my poetry or my writings. And you can find me on Instagram on Orangeisticity. Also on Facebook, I have a Facebook page, Orangeisticity, OrangeSticity. And you could also find me on Twitter at Guidi underscore L, my last name, Guity underscore L, and TikTok. You can find me at Leslie Guidi 25. So um, also you can buy my books. I have a book called Music is the Key. That's my life story. I have I'm 25, which is the poetry book, and I have The Jokes Are on You, which is a joke book. You can find them on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. And you can also go to my new website that my sister Tanya Guidi made. It's www.orangestic.com. It's on the screen. So I'm going to read from my I'm 25 book. Let's see. I'm 25 book. I named it I'm 25 because people ask me how old I am, and I tell them I'm 25. But I don't write my own poetry. I see words in my peripheral vision. So I want to read the poem. It's called God Breathe because I believe God gives me these poems. It's God breathed, and the scripture that I used inspired by was 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17. I do not write my own works. I just hold the pen in my hand and wait. I look down in my heart for the words, searching for one word, 6, 7, and then 8. I desire God to be glorified. I desire God to be pleased. Therefore, I am glad to say that all my works are God breathed. The pen is stroked with every breath. It comes from deep within my soul. I listen for direction, and green light does mean go. Writing poems of building, of correction, of love. Yes, they all come from the breath sent from up above. God breathed in me. So I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. Breathing in joy and peace, breathing out fear and doubt. So glad that God used me to inspire, to share, to bring peace. Blessed that all my works come because in me God breathed. So my second poem, I was praying to God and asking Him what poem should I share, and a lot of times that we all always operate on victim mode, but we are victorious. So I'm going to read my poem called Victim to Victor Heart Surgery. I was a victim and didn't know it. I knew I was a daughter, sister, mother, author, psalmist, and poet. People telling you that you are no good, or their actions showing you that you are not enough. Up goes a wall of brick, stone, or even wood, and normalizing the pain because pain is too rough. You praise God and read His word every day, singing songs that you have the victory, but that pain you have harbored deep, deep inside, God whispered in your ear, "You never gave that to me." You thought you dealt with the pain, but circumstances made light of it. It was brought to light in the form of disrespect. Instead of dealing, you just retreat. Instead of letting God in, you walk in the state of defeat. Powers and principalities keep sending people and circumstances to keep you in victim mode, causing you to forget that Christ died on the cross to pay the debt you owed. This causes you to react, and not respond. Change is also painful, but in a good way. My eyes have been opened, a new day has dawned. I ask God to take out of me what was deep inside that was not like Him. Just as I got my new glasses, I can finally see what was deep inside of me eating at me. Surgery is taking place to take out the decay that has been living inside of me. Just like when a bad tooth has to come out of your mouth, this is one of the reasons why relationships have gone south. People will try to put you back to pre surgery, but walk in confidence because that is just a trick of the enemy. It will take time to learn your new self. Discard all the old stuff, clean out all your closets and all your shelves. Fear, guilt, low self esteem, shame, please show them to the door. In its place, fill it with love. I am a victor, a victim, no more. Post surgery appointment to have a post surgery appointment to make sure your sutures have healed nicely. Keep the area clean, free of fear, guilt, low self esteem, and shame. Keeping healthy is a daily battle and is not easy. Don't take it lightly. Guard your heart and mind and love, for it conquers all. Oh, and make sure you say sorry to all the people that you unconsciously steamed over along the way. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Super excited to have you purchase any of her books at orangestic.com. Yay!
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back for more. So, thank you so much, Miss Leslie Guidi, for those two poems. Let's head down from the East Coast all the way down to the South. Dr. Vernette Nettles. Hey, how are you? Yay, yay, yay.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, love. How are you? How are you?
All is well in Alabama. We still can't decide what temperature we want to be. We were
Child, I
rainy
think
and
that's
snowy
everywhere. I think
yesterday.
that's everywhere. I go from sleeveless to a sweater to a hoodie to a, and then I want
Yes.
to put the window up because I'm hot. Oh
That's
Lord,
all in one day.
I know. Well, I'm gonna get on out the way. You take it away. Introduce yourself. Tell us where people can find your website and how they can find you on social media. And then spit 2 poems. We're celebrating poems. If you're just now joining us, be sure and share, comment, like, and we appreciate your support. We're poets, and we do know it. Enjoy, enjoy.
Good evening. Good evening. I am Vernette Clements Nettles from Montgomery, Alabama, born and raised in Mobile, Alabama. I am a parent, author, and educator, a 30-year educator. How about that? And you can find my work at www.vernettcnettles.com, all together, vernettcnettles.com. My books are available on my website and on Amazon. You can also find my daily prayer website at www.vcndailypray.com. And I'm going to give you 2 poems. The first one is Duality. It is in my first collection of poetry, Unspoken Words. This poem is titled Duality. In the middle of a storm, I found peace, a scary peace. Was I peaceful because I was yet afraid as I raged against a turbulent present? Or peaceful because I was yet taken care of? Yet peaceful I remain. And I relish in it, relish in the calm, in the security, in the blanket. Yet there is much to do, so much to understand, so much to learn. So why am I here? Is it karma? Is it that I am needed in a better place? Is it karma? Is it that I needed to feel the pain I inflicted? Or is it just the pure machinations of an earthly vessel? And was the goal destruction of the one of the spirit or of the soul? And where is the lesson? Did I lack the humility? Did I lack the ability? Did I lack? What is it to be learned or gained? How do I get there? How do I know that I've arrived? The game is afoot, yet I see no one near. Am I winning or am I behind the others who traverse these highways of life, of detours, of change? My joy shifts, my confidence shaken. Yet my peace remains as the spirit whispers softly to my soul. I sit in the space that has no walls, that has no boundaries, and I ponder. What a great ride to have tasted the joy of my dreams. What a ride to have triumphed over sadness, and oh, the quest to know there is more of the journey to come. So the storm winds have blown away the glorious coat of today to reveal the grand grace of tomorrow. I am lost yet found, sad yet hopeful, tired yet energized, watchful yet seeking. The duality bewilders me, the calm unnerves me, yet I trust in the power of the Master to know the path he designed just for me. The Master who knows the obstacles and the burdens, who strategically places them so that we may lean, and in the leaning there is strength. So therefore I go, blindfolded to the path, focused on the faith. So therefore I go, hand in hand with the Master, for in the middle of the storm, I found peace. And the second poem that I'm going to read is one that I've just written in the last week, and it's titled, I Was Wrong. I was wrong to have insisted that you change, that you become the dream in my head of who you were supposed to be. I was wrong for not hearing you when you said you wanted someone to love you for you. So I loved you, yet for who I thought you would become. But you too were wrong when you could not see all the greatness I saw in you that made my head swim with joy. You were wrong when you could not embrace all the potential God stored up in you. And we were wrong for not telling each other of the fantasies in our head, of not sharing the possibilities of our lifetime. We may have loved each other, but we were wrong. Thank you. Like that.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think we got a little love poem going on. Watch out now.
Is it love? Is it love or broken love?
Well, that too, but I like the idea of we were both wrong. You didn't tell
Yeah,
me, and I didn't tell you. Oh, what up?
exactly.
What up? What up? All right. Well, we're gonna move this train right along.
Choo
We're
choo.
here today with some wonderful poets. I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. It's making me almost want to get back my pen and start writing some more poetry, but
You know it. You know it.
I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. Always a wonderful opportunity to celebrate poetry. So thank you, Dr. Nettles. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, let's head to the West Coast. Let's go all the way to the West Coast. There he is. Royalty in my being, TLK Poetry, Brooks Bitterlone, aka Brooks Crittenden.
How you
Introduce
doing?
yourself, sir. We can find you on social media, and that's where you can get your digital products. And I'm gonna get on out of the way and turn it over and spit a couple poems and bless the people.
No, I appreciate it. Like she said, my name is TLK Poetry, the Last King Poetry. You can find me at www.payhip.com/TLK Poetry. That's where you can get my ebook version. Also, I am on Amazon, and we're building my website right now. I'm residing in Las Vegas, and I'm gonna read for Poetry Month. I'm gonna read one of the poems out of my first book. Is called Poetry's Poesy, Volume 1, Scattered Thoughts. This poem is called Cain. So here it goes. Am I my brother's keeper? Why are you asking? I'm a tenant in my soil trying to plant my seeds. How can you ask me of another man not next to me? Even though same blood is pumping in our veins, our relationship is strange. How can my little brother be glorified? You will be mortified if you knew the thoughts I have. I'm serious. Where is my brother? It's a secret. No contact for obvious reasons. Been plenty of seasons since we sat at the same table eating, parents teaching God's reasons. But believe me, every Wednesday, every Friday, every Sunday, we in church learning his words. He doing everything right. It's getting on my nerves. I've heard you're not supposed to have jealousy, envy, everything my birthright deserves. He's getting, he's receiving. Something in the back of my head saying, stay away from these demons. The more I think about this, I ball my fist. Tell my brother I'm going to teach you defense while I swing these hits. He's screaming, please, bro, quit. That look on his face will be something I could never forget. My anger comes from your perfect gifts, the sacrifices you give, time you invested. These moments I relive, I can't forget because my offering was never accepted. I hate you for taking my blessing. Where is your brother? Man, don't you hear me confessing my profession? Where is your brother? Okay, I'll answer your question. Last time I remember, we was jesting. Wrong words was exchanged. We started stressing. He tried to walk away, and then we started wrestling. What have you done? I couldn't tell my parents. I had to pack my bags and start stepping with every stride. I started reflecting with every breath. I started regretting because where is your brother was God's only question. And like I said, that was Cain off of my first book. And I'm going to read out of my second book, which is called Poetry's Poesy, Volume 2, Scattered Prayers, different prayers that I prayed and different poems that I had. So I'm going to read off of this. And this one is called TLK. So here it goes. I am the last king. Yah, protect my heart. Be the ointment on my scars. When I look in the mirror, I see you, David, Samson, Saul. You gave me the strength to knock down any walls. My father's grace keeps my head tall. Guide me during the spiritual warfare. My enemy is in the midst. I feel him near, lurking, working. He's real. I'm armed with no steel. I am the last king poetry. Teach me to act as such. Your laws are just. Your word I trust. When I had nothing, you filled my cup. This crown that rests on my head is not mine. I seek no recognition in my eyes. I am only a lion watching over his pride. When you roar through me, the ground starts shaking. You open my heart to witness your amazement. I appreciate this seat in this lineage of royalty, but know me as your humble servant, diligently working on your purpose. That battlefield no longer has me nervous. I praise your name. My walk done changed. I ask you to be the head over my reign, the last king poetry. I am grateful for this given name. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Payhip.com/TL.
Yeah.
The Last King
The last
TLK
yeah.
poetry. Oh my goodness. Hold on right there, Brooks. We'll be back to talk about more. For those of you who are interested in writing poetry, we'll be talking about that in just a second. Thank you so much, sir. All right, and last up, Miss Tiffany Lachey, Poetically Free. Is that correct? Oh, hold on. Let me take this down. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Miss Tiffany Lachey, please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, where people can find your books, and where people can find you on social media. Go ahead and take it away, dear.
Hey, from Louisville, Kentucky. I have a book. It's called Growth. It is available on Amazon, and I really don't have any other platforms that I'm pushing my book on. Usually, if you catch me at an event in person, I have books with me. So really, just Amazon, and I believe it's on Barnes and Noble's website as well. Um, Yeah. So the first piece I will share is called Bliss from my first collection, my only collection, Growth. He grasped my hand as if he were entrusting me with the most beloved possession. I felt his palm slide onto mine, eyes peering into his dark brown irises, holding glimpses of myself. I gave him a vignette of my love. It was deep and insatiable. We came to our mutual attraction. A titillating caress captures anxiety within a shroud of vulnerability and truth remaining in the awkward position you cannot flex for the sake of losing it. We're both gasping for breath. Soft whispers request more. As we switch positions, my body atop your eyes glancing at mine, toes raising from the floors. Pleasure was inside of me first, then it came to be yours. And that's that piece. Um, this piece is called the Black Piece. It is not in the collection, um, but it's a piece that I really hold near and dear to my heart. I'm actually working on it becoming a spoken word piece, like getting some music behind it. But anyway, enough of that. This is Black Piece. The Black poem gets crumbled, canceled, censored, coins collected, clipped, cut. Congratulations on your Black poem and for caring so much. No, seriously, thank you because I thought that I was light. But these Black poems make me remember that dreams come true at night. Day by days, we are the sun, the moon, and the stars being drained like a lime's mite. Your hands bought me, took me into your homes to consume me, and you still can't get my recipe right. Perhaps I am better left alone, hanging on the edge of a glass filled with dark liquor. Or water to remain sober, you have to fill the pitcher, squeeze the potential, and I will yield a fragrant juice complemented by my truth. My hands, my arms, my legs, my feet, my nails, my lips, my cheeks. My eyes, my ears, my nose, my head, my body, soul, and skin, my powerful breeze, winter wind, my lightness, my sound, my depth, my voice. My rhymes beating rhythms blues back to black. These black poems be beeping that beeping bad black mother loving poems building. Beautiful black babies bundle blessings birthing back. The formula of black brilliance is to be like the bee with that sting. The boxer landing punches, the bee snatching teeth. We in the ring, our black poems in the street. These black poems are bleeding ears, beating hearts into death deciphers. These black pieces of poetry to connect our pain and suffering, and eyes haven't heard anything yet. It's just another stimulus check, just another wait and see if they vote yes, no. I want the 40 acres and the rest of the reparations for all of the recreational death. Black poems should be entitled to more, but they want us to scale it down, say less. I can feel the black poems being grabbed and frankly forgotten by those stumbling upon them, only to be remembered by those who embody them. Those cold black poems became old white ones, licked by white thumbs, picked like white crumbs. My hair is cotton. But you can't touch this. These palm roll twists, balled into a fist, sticking up for freedom. Middle fingers, we need them, so free them. Free them. Black poems trapped inside of black bottoms. Bars full of black poets living like we know it, and it's all gonna end like peace. No one ever really dies like black poems dying in disbelief, crossed out in black churches. Good grief for the black Jehovah Witness and all of these black pens painting portraits of white sin on a black canvas, black bodies, tattooed skin. The ink is black, and you can see that. Black poems embrace white poems erase, black poems scattering pink matter and calling it erasure. Black poems on white paper is black on white, white on black. It's like a jungle sometimes. Back. Take me back into time, back when poems had teeth, ivory tusk, and gray black feet. Take me back to the stomping ground. Save a place for me. Bury this black piece in the sand for a promised land. There's too many broken vows on the concrete, too many broken vials on city sidewalks, too many side steps, too many cracks in the pavement. You skipped over a line and didn't notice its blackness forming through the parting of earth. Your legs digging in her dirt. Her background is black ground. Can you smell it? Colombian coffee is warm and black. It's my pleasure, so enjoy this black hurt loosely packed. Freak something and let it burn like the roots of this black. Peace. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Miss Tiffany Lachey. I can hear the jazz in the background, music already to it, the rhythm moving, everything, everything.
Thank
Everything
you.
is everything. So spoken word, I can't think of the question to ask you. Listen to me. I'm just stammering and go, what in the world? Okay, so Tiffany Lachey, you are a new age poet, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you're the reason why poetry won't die. People say it's dead. I was talking earlier with Brooks. He's like, "No, poetry ain't dead. It ain't dead. It ain't dead." So, what do you
No.
think keeps it alive? What do you think keeps it alive?
Um, really just to me poetry is therapy. So I guess to say what keeps poetry alive is the pain keeps it alive. As strange as that sounds, like it's very poetry is very therapeutic to me, and I'm like I feel like just writing it is just it's a release. You have to get it out.
Writing, period, is a
Yes,
release. It
yes.
really is very very therapeutic. But poetry, the way you write it. So, Brooks, do you agree?
Um, it is very therapeutic when you write. Also it's it could be dreams or anything that you see could be poetry. You could write, it doesn't just have to be pain, but it does come from a lot of pain. It does come from that bottling up. I want to release myself, but even just looking out and seeing a tree and understanding that a tree itself has centuries and writing about that. What I mean? It could be a lot. Poetry is just a,
Mm.
you know, release of words that, need to be spoken.
Dr. Nettles, Leslie, you agree? I know they're
It's the
as I say,
heart.
I know they're much younger than we are, but you feel the same way.
Poetry rests in the heart, and it's not always about pain. It's about love. It's about prayer. It's about quest. It's about journey. It rests in the heart, and poetry is words to rhythm, the rhythm in your head. And so, as long as there is an opportunity to write words, if your head hears the rhythm, if your heart hears the rhythm, then it becomes the poetry. Otherwise, it's prose and it's still just as palatable because it's about the heart.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Leslie?
Um, yes, poetry is all the emotions. It's love. It's pain. It's all the emotions. So it's not just any one thing. And yes, I believe it is therapeutic. It's almost like yoga, you know. Um, so like I said, when I'm writing, I don't write my own poetry. I see words in my peripheral vision, and then I don't know what it's going to be until I get on a page, and then quickly identify with it afterwards. I'm like, wow, that was in me, about mothering, being a single parent, about it's just about where your heart is, and when I say it's therapeutic, is because you're it's almost like you're letting words flow out of you. You're like a vessel. So you're letting words flow out of you. And people need to hear the words that are coming out of our mouths. Um,
Mhm. And
even our
that's
stories.
really important. Yeah, it does. And to me, it was
Right.
like ointment. Like it. And the weirdest thing
Yeah.
is, I think I wrote the poetry and I've only written one book of poetry, but I wrote that at the lowest point, one of the lowest points in my whole life ever, and none of the poetry resembled the pain. None of it. If you read it, you'd be like, she was going through what? I don't see that because I didn't want to give some of the pain, it's like when you're, the best stuff comes out with pain. We can think of Mary J. Blige's story, when she's happy, her songs are different, but when she's in pain, I mean, woo, they come out like wow, gut wrenching, platinum, multi-million dollar, multi-million downloads and streams sold. And that really works for her. And I'm a fan. But for me, it doesn't work like that because the pain, I'm not giving it enough energy. I don't want you to know. I don't, it's not that important enough for you to know. I'm the opposite type of situation. I don't want you to know you hurt me that bad. Me and Jesus will know, but you ain't gonna know. I'm not gonna let you know it hurt me that bad. Okay, so the one of the questions I really want to ask is, how do you sell it? Because I know people who have written poetry and I don't know if it'll sell and I don't know if who will buy it. And so what's the number one way that you feel like let's see if somebody has a question. Okay, so Miss Lisa Martin is listening and poetry's in Gina Fernandez says poetry is a song in our heart that needs to be sung to share with the world. Exactly. To connect us to one another. Exactly. 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 So how do we sell it? So how do we sell it?
To me,
Yeah.
I think the best way, like for your book, is to go, like, aside from like posting on Instagram, people really have to hear you and see you. So you need to go to those open mics, go to those poetry slams, and really network. Cause I sell way more books like when I'm in person and in a setting where the people can see me and hear my voice, because just like I just know, like, when I post on Instagram, and I've had people buy books from Amazon or hit my DM or whatever and buy a book, but just having the person put the face and the voice together, and them actually hearing your voice first and then getting your book, and they have your voice
In
in
their
their head
head.
already as you're
Hmm.
reading. Because at least that's how I am with reading poetry. Because like I personally, like growing up, I had poetry growing up, but to really sit down and read it, I always wanted to hear the person's voice first, just
Hmm.
to get that cadence right. So that's why I say
Yeah.
I think you should definitely go perform it and just talk to people and network.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I agree with
it is a rhythm to it. It is a cadence to it. It really really is. And the pauses and the rushing and the rushing through, and I can hear it, I can feel it, the rhythm of it. I mean, you and Brooks both have that cadence that I know there's a pause and then we move on and then we pause and we think and we pause and we rush through these words right here and then we pause and then we rush, you
Mhm.
know. So it's but everybody has their own different cadence. They have their own different way of doing it. Brooks, I know you do a lot of slams as well. So what do you say to the person who says, I don't want to do that, I don't want to get up there, I don't, you know?
Like poetically free said, man, just get up there, do it, speak your truth. Because like she said, the best way of like for me, like we published in 2020, still going at it, and the best places is performing, so they do see your face, they do hear the poem, they enjoy it. Also talking it, and anybody that you meet, like, hey, I'm a poet, I'm on Amazon, you catch me here, and then but just finding different avenues of poetry, because it is a it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's your work. So if it's your work, you enjoy it. You enjoy putting out your work and letting people know about it. But there's different avenues like audio books, ebooks. There's different ways of getting your poetry out too. So there's fine tuning and figuring out like how am I going to sell this because once this is a career for most of us. We're authors, so this is our career. We got to make sure that this bring home the bills, so we got to find a way, but there
I
are
was gonna
ways.
say he on his grind. He wants to do it full time. You know, he wants to be on BET on one of the networks. Just be on the lookout. I don't. I'm not being funny. I'm just telling you. Be on the look. Look at that face.
I
If you're
appreciate it.
watching this on video, look at that face
I
because
appreciate
I don't. Vegas is not that far from Hollywood.
no,
Hello.
no,
And
I
we can just
appreciate it.
roll up there. Here you go, and there you go. Here you go. But
And
that's how I met Brooks. He came into a pop up store that I had in the mall, and I challenged him right then. I mean, I did it right then. I said,
he
"Oh,
said,
you
"Spit
say
one
you're a
poem."
poet? Well, spit something." And I turned on my phone and I hit the red button, the go live button, and he spit. And it's probably still out there somewhere on my social media page. But that was the fall of 2019. That was November. I had a holiday pop up store, and he
Woo.
just walked in the store. Yeah, it was 2019. So we're going on. Brooks and I've been in this game like 3 years almost because he just walked in the store. But when I put him on the spot, I said, "Well, you say you're a poet. Spit something. Let's see what you got." And he was like, "Oh." I said, "Okay, I'm live. Go." And he went and he did it just so that's what he means by you love it. You just should be ready to spit something like right away. Cause
You don't know the
yeah,
opportunity that comes your way.
exactly, exactly. And we still don't know to this day who really saw him, even before his book was published, or
Right.
both of his books were published. We still don't know how that works and and what that has looked like. So, to those of you who write poetry, who love poetry, do it because I know Dr. Nettles loves it. She
Yeah.
loves it, writes it all the time, every day. Leslie loves it. She writes all the time. I know she's got more than them 25. She goes, I'm 25. She's got more than just 25. I
Right.
write, periodically, but just a poem will come to me. And I'll see for me, I'm more like Leslie. I pray and ask God to give it to me. And he just
Mhm.
speaks it directly down into my head. So I just start
Right.
going. I'm
Right.
not as good as Dr. Nettles, who she can need a poem and she can go get one. And
Right.
just say, God, no, she does command poetry. Like tell them
Mhm.
about it, Dr. Nettles, how you just do like for people who have passed on, deceased, for
Funny you
bereavement
should say.
poetry, and yeah, she does it on demand. And I'm like,
Funny
oh,
you
no,
should
that'd be too
mention
much
that.
pressure.
My mother's friend passed last week, and I couldn't get settled, and I wrote a poem for Mama because she was a friend. She was like a family member, and they put it in the program. And so I'd end up doing that whenever God speaks to me about that, and I want the words to be words of remembrance and words of consolation, and God speaks to me, and we put those words together. But it's something when you have something tangible to not only remember the service but remember the person.
Mm,
Mm.
exactly. Okay, so we have a request and a suggestion from Ms. Gina Fernandez, who says, "What about translating your published work in other languages in Braille and audio?" I have done that with 2 books. I've done it in Braille, and I was just advised by a impaired sighted person that the younger audiences, the older audience maybe want Braille, but the younger audience really wants the audio. And yeah,
Yeah.
video too as well. They really want the audio as opposed to even learning in Braille. You can do both, but I'm looking at that's a great suggestion. I'm looking into it. I translated too in Braille. It's a different process. But it was I found a person and a company that translated and converted for Braille, but distribution is a little bit different. So I'm still looking at that, and I'm probably leaning more toward audio than anything else. Video, yes, most definitely. I suggest to authors that they go in the studio and record. Brooks has done that. That's what's on PayHip. I've done some of that. Even if they have like 50 poems, I suggest just like doing a CD that you get 10 of your top 10 and then just record it, stream it, and then go from there. It's probably better with music behind it, instrumental music softly playing underneath it. But yeah, you're exactly right. And I really highly suggest it. Um, so, so how often do y'all write? Every day?
Every
Till you
day.
feel it? You write it every day?
Just
I
about
write.
every day.
I have to write every day because it comes every day.
It comes every day.
Like
Okay.
I literally have to have a notebook everywhere because I get words in my just words I can hear, even music, everything. So one day I'll be writing a song. The other day I'm writing in my book. The other day I'm writing another poem. So I literally have to carry around notebooks so that I won't miss anything.
I understand. I understand. I have a notebook in my purse as well. Definitely. Anybody else
Anywhere.
write every day? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Leslie, were you friend? I'm sorry.
Also, I just wanted to put in that a lot of the people that in my realm they speak Spanish, so eventually I want to put in my works into Spanish.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. I'm sorry. Brooks, were you gonna say something next?
I'll let Poetically Free go first, and then I'll speak.
Go ahead,
Um,
Tiffany.
I was just gonna say yes. I do write every day. It may not be a poem, but I do make it a routine to journal something every day, and it does. And then going sometimes I look back on those entries, and then it might be a poem later.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Hmm.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Brooks.
Uh, yes, I write like every day, like she said, if it's a poem or something. But I'm also now channeling into scheduling my writing, just like trying to put a certain time just to make sure that I do write every day and make it more of a schedule so I can keep producing work and producing, poems and books and everything else artistically that I could release. So I'm going more for I'm trying to organize it now because I write all day. Like you could be 3 o'clock at night, I'm writing, so now I'm gonna try to schedule it.
Look at at you getting all organized. Look at you.
I'm trying to.
I love it. I love it. I'm so proud. It's like an auntie seeing a nephew all grown up. I'm just so proud. I tell you what, from 2019 to now, ooh, I'm just breathing with pride. Dr. Nettles.
I write every day, but every day I write a prayer every day, and it's posted on my daily prayer website. And sometimes those prayers lead to other larger pieces, and every now and again a poem. But I do write every day, and I do have scheduled Thursdays to write. And I'm like you, Brooks. It's like you've got to set yourself into a place where you know that you can produce, so that you can produce. Because if you just leave it all scattered all over the place all the time, you really won't get to where you want to be. So we're all 2022. We're all trying to get that scheduling done, that organization, so that we can continue to produce.
I really kind of miss it. If I haven't written in a little bit, I outline anything I can think of. I just start outlining something just because I don't want to get out of the habit of it. Now I'm usually writing with other people, or right now I'm a sidebar. I do have a write that book now boot camp. It's coming up April 19th. Shameless plug. If you're interested, come on in. I'm gonna close the cart tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Nettles knows if I stay up to 9, I'm staying up late. 8 o'clock is usually my but if you're interested in taking it's just 5 weeks, 5-week boot camp. We start April 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 5 weeks. Go to BK Royston Publishing, click on classes, and jump right on in and register. If you're not able to be with us the whole 5 weeks, we have another opportunity masterclass coming up April 30th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Nettles and I are both teaching that one together, and getting you jump started, finishing. I got stuck. I need to get jump started. I need to be restarted or begin whatever status you're in. We'll be able to help you on. So those are the 2 opportunities in April, and then I'll let you know when I'm gonna roll around with something else. But jump on in now so that we can have something written and ready to go by fall. So I'm hoping that helps you. Go to bkroystonpublishing.com classes, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard tonight. I'm rolling it out and sending it out. Whoever jumps in is jumping in, and then I'm closing the cart, and then we'll be ready to start on April 19th. So besides, now we've had some good nuggets come in this evening, and I hope that you've written it down, shared this video with others, the great poems, and heard the voices, heard their cadences, and hopefully you'll find them and follow them on social media. I am super proud of. Yes, sir. Brooks.
I also wanted to, it just touched my heart real quick, but to encourage anybody this is Poetry Month, for any poet, like she said earlier, just do it. And not even just do it. Don't listen to a lot of negative energy of people, because a lot of people don't understand when you're a poet that you got to express yourself. And this may be a journey that's new to a lot of people. So they may not be like as supporting into like writing a book, like, you know what I'm saying? But if it's in you and you have it, speak your truth, and it's going to flow. I promise you, it's going to flow. And that's what I wanted. We are all authors. So you got everybody on here that's an author that's written a book, but we all could tell you that it's not like roses. Not everybody is going to support. Not everybody's going, they may even try to not do it, but do it. And you will be on a panel speaking your truth one day. I promise you. Like,
yeah. If I have anything to do about it, if I have anything to do about it, and thank you so much, Brooks. You're exactly right. I mean, you just have to go for it. Let's go. Y'all know that's my mantra. Let's go. Let's get started. If it's not this time, maybe when the class comes back around. But in the meantime, if you're not able to jump in by whatever reason, get your own notebook out. I got multiple notebooks now. People give me notebooks because they know that's what I'm scratching something down. I got an idea on paper. I got something that I'm working on, and I'm super proud of all the people that we have on today, because they have done phenomenal things, and they're continually to sell the works and get their works in front of new audiences. You have to believe it. You have to champion it. You have to be passionate about it. And believe you me, when they hear your cadence, when they hear it from your heart, even if it's your first time out, most of the time, I rarely go to poetry events and somebody doesn't applaud you. Somebody doesn't, it's my first time on the mic. I'm a little nervous, and they're like, go on, girl, you can do it. Come on, dude, you got it. There's somebody in the audience that even if they're a designee, that will support you in that, because we all know what that feels like. Getting in front of, I've been to them things. I just sit there and going, no. And I'm experienced on the stage, and I'm still like, woo, I'm nervous. But we've all had that experience. We've all had that nervousness. But, if it came to you, God gave it to you, it's time for the world to hear it. It's time for others to not only just hear it, to be blessed by it, because there's somebody else who felt the same way, maybe not been able to put the words together, but when they hear it from you, ooh, you like, ooh, I felt that. Did you feel that, girl? I felt that. Ooh, that was good. I felt that. When he said that, did you hear him say that? I love it. I love it. So I'm super proud of all of you. And I trust that you've been blessed by all the poetry, and you ready to write, and you ready to pull them notebooks out of the drawer, under the bed, that stuff you put in the closet, up in a box in the top of the closet. Oh, I come for you. You got them up in the box. You got them. I traveled with mine. I went from city to city. When I moved, I said move. My little binder box came with me with my 80 count Dollar Tree, Dollar General Store notebooks, writing it down, line paper. Come on through. I tell my truth. Come on, it's everywhere. And the things that I spoke into my phone and didn't even make sense. And then I realized it rhymed. Oh my gosh, it rhymed. That whole 9 yards. Bring it on out. This is a safe place. It is a safe corner. No judgment zone over here. But we speak our truth, and we're creatives supporting other creatives. So I'm Dr. Julia Royson. I trust. Thank you, Tiffany Lachey. Thank you, Brooks Crittenden. Thank you, Dr. Nettles. Thank you, Leslie Guidi, for being here. This is my ride or die poetry crew. They always say yes. They always show up, and I'm appreciative for it. And I'm thankful. Be sure and bless them, support them, reach out to them, share when they're online, share what they have going on. The world is kind of opened a little bit up, a little bit. We're going to try to be safe, but the world's opening up. So if you see them somewhere, I know Brooks is going to be in the Louisville area soon. And if you're in the West Coast, look for him. Tiffany Lachey, she's all around the Louisville, the Midwest area doing her thing. Dr. Nettles is holding it down in the South, and I know Leslie's got it going on in the East Coast. So we got the whole country covered, North, South, East, and West. So let's do this, and I appreciate you. You all have a phenomenal day and rest of the week. Be blessed in all you do. Bye-bye.